A beautiful afternoon at McWhorter Stadium as Clemson at 11-3 welcome in the Gardner-Webb running Bulldogs, who are 6-8 under first-year head coach Bailey Wiggness and are looking to pull off a midweek upset. But the Tigers, they've got other plans as they are trying to prime for this weekend's matchup, ACC matchup against Virginia Tech, but they cannot look past the running Bulldogs.
Absolutely not. For Clemson today, it's about getting your work in today, trying to clean up some things, and getting ready for Virginia Tech, who comes in here for a big three-game series.
Well, Gardner-Webb comes in, had a bit of a tough weekend, but they've got a young star player, Andrea Lyon. She went 3 for 3 against ECU, 2 doubles, 5 RBIs. She's a special young player.
Yep, everybody in today's third base dugout is a college athlete, and they've got pride, and they're going to come here and compete. Clemson's got to respect their opponent, respect the game, and clean things up.
She also leads the team in batting average as we turn to Clemson. And Mackenzie Clark, preseason All-AC selection, hit the first inside the park home run for the program history versus Akron. Well, she's playing well.
Yep, you see her right there making a great play at the fence, taking away a possible extra base hit. Then you're going to see her drive one up the middle for another hit. She raised her batting average 50 points last weekend and capped it off right here with an inside the park home run. The ball fell between the two fielders out there in right center field. They collided, went down. She just kept right on running.
Let's go ahead and take a look at the batting order here. Starting lineup for the running Bulldog. You see Abby Goodman, Araceli Pesquera, Andrea Lyon, Molly Montgomery, Bridget Strobel, Riley McCurry, Mackenzie Lawrence, Kaylee Nicholson, and Bailey Short. And of course, we mentioned Bailey Wiggness, an all-star there for Arizona State in her first season. Let's go around the horn for Clemson. Keller, Pereira, Logaleo in the infield. Moore at short, Russ, Clark, and Gumbardo in the outfield. And your battery is going to be Valerie Cagle in the circle for Clemson, and catching is going to be JoJo Hyatt. Late change for Cagle. She's going to have to make an adjustment here as she faces Goodrum.
Yes, and Cagle is something special. Everybody knows it. It's not a secret. She comes in here with a 5-2 win-loss record, got a 1.47 ERA. It's a little high. She got to a slow start first weekend of the season, but she bounced back and shut down a very, very good Washington ball club a couple of weeks ago, and she had a pretty solid weekend a couple of days past, and now she's already up 0-2 against the leadoff hitter.
Yeah, working the inside corner as Goodrum comes in, just batting the Mendoza line, 200, 8 hits, 5 doubles, however. And that one gets away from Cagle and sails high. 2 balls, correction, 2-1 is the count.
1-2.
1-2 is the count.
Okay, good to see you.
Good seeing you, Scott. Nathan McCurry, Scott Whitlock. And that's going to bounce up there. Now 2-2. Yeah, beautiful afternoon here in South Carolina. Not a cloud in the sky. We're walking about 60 degrees probably.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Just a beautiful day.
2-2 pitch. That one sails high as well, and Goodrum's run it full.
Yeah, got out 0-2 and now has worked herself into a full count. We have seen this happen with Cagle from time to time early in ball games. She's got a very, very lively arm. She's a power pitcher, and it may take her one or two batters to get settled in there.
And that's going to bounce away, and they're going to say
she swung.
She swung, so she'll be
and she's
going
to
to
reach first on a wild pitch.
Wow, I wasn't sure about the swing.
Yeah.
Let's check it out here.
Yeah. So.
And it didn't appear she swung.
Well, it really doesn't matter, but I tend to agree with you.
We'll give her a.
But if you're scoring at home, that's a strikeout and a wild pitch.
Strikeout and wild pitch. We'll bring up Pesquera. So nobody out. Swing and a miss. Actually, maybe foul tipped that one.
She got a little bit of it, but she's late on it. You're going to see a lot of hitters late this season when they're facing Valerie Cagle, because she runs it up there as firm as anybody in college softball. She throws above 70 miles an hour, which is plenty fast.
Now you're seeing more and more college softball pitchers hit or eclipse that 70 mile an hour mark.
The training, the nutrition, everything you can possibly do is finding its way into women's athletics and in the sport of college softball. That means you're going to have bigger, stronger, more aggressive pitchers.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Pesquera. Batting .286 on the season, 12 hits, 6 of those doubles. She leads the team in that category. Going to be grounded slow. Shortstop's going to have to hurry and cannot get it done. Moore did her best.
Yep. That ball was hit so softly it turned into being a perfectly executed bunt. If you watch right here, they get the call right at first base, by the way, but there was nothing Moore could do. It's going to go as an infield single. There's not a thing in the world anyone could do on that.
All right, here's Andrea Lyon. She's also the starting pitcher for Gardner-Webb this afternoon. She'll stand in. .417 on the season.
Yep, and she got some power. Leads the team in RBIs.
Rolls over the first one foul. A little surprised she jumped on the first pitch.
Yeah. Lyons is out of West Columbia, South Carolina.
First and second, nobody out. Here in this top of the first, there's that heater.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss.
That one had some giddy up on it. And there's not a lot you can do with that.
Lyon will have to be on her toes. No balls, 2 strikes. Goes right back to it and strikes Lyon out.
Yeah. And you know what? It's almost like sometimes, you know, it's just a matter of keeping it simple. And, you know, I don't want to say that power pitchers sometimes use too many pitches, but, I mean, if they can't hit it, keep throwing it.
Go back to that well. Here's Molly Montgomery. Struggled at the plate and limited at bats. Just 125 on the season.
Yeah. The batting order for Gardner-Webb is sporadic at best in terms of what they've done so far in this early part of the year.
Cagle, long look in, will deliver. Swing and a miss, and Montgomery's way behind on the swing.
They haven't seen, they being Gardner-Webb, have not seen anything quite like the velocity they're seeing right now.
Clemson ranked number 9 in the country. 11-3, 4-0 at home. And then chased one down and in.
And as you see there, Cagle can use the drop ball when she needs to. She has all the pitches. She can do all the things that a great pitcher can do. And she's only a sophomore, so she is still trying to learn her craft and take the next step. She has everything in her toolkit to become an elite pitcher.
Here's Bridget Strobel. And a strike. 0-1.
The last 4 pitches, you've just seen her kind of pump gas. I mean, she's just, come on, let's go. And I think she, you know, had a little bit of bad luck with the number 2 hitter. And then I think she nibbled too much with the leadoff hitter this inning.
Strobel 205 on the season. Fouls that back 0-2.
Yeah.
Good crowd on hand. Filed in a little bit late. There's baseball going on just behind us.
Well, it's an interesting thing here. This is such a great atmosphere for softball, and they're only in their 2nd full year. But every ticket is sold.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
And that is unbelievable. Even midweek games like today where people are out working, they're still, every ticket is sold.
Strike 3 and the golden sombrero for Valerie Cagle. She strikes out 4 in the inning.
Yeah.
And that'll do it for Gardner-Webb. We head to the bottom half of the first. The Tigers coming up. Sam Russell lead things off for Clemson. Mackenzie Clark, Valerie Cagle, Marissa Gambardo, Cami Pereira, Aaliyah Logaleo. Logaleo. There you go, sir.
Logaleo. Get that right. Now say it with me again. Logaleo.
Logaleo.
Aaliyah Logaleo.
That's it.
All right.
You got it. JoJo Hyatt and Maddie Moore in around the horn. Montgomery, McCurry, and Pesquera in the infield. Nicholson at short. Lawrence, Goodrum, and short in the outfield. Strobel behind the plate, and here's Andrea Lyons facing Sam Russ, who's just an absolute baller. Fantastic softball player. 304 on the season. 14 hits, 2 doubles, 3 triples.
She has the NC State record for stolen bases. She is a graduate transfer here to this Clemson program, and she really invigorated the top of this batting order. We'll talk more about that as the game goes on.
She's got a 1-1 count here. Lyons changes speeds.
Yeah.
And leaves it high. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Well, Lyons is not going to throw it by the Clemson lineup, so she's going to have to change speeds, hit her spots, up, down, in, out.
This swing and a miss.
And to tell you about Miss Russ, currently she is the active leading base stealer that's playing right now. If you see the stuff up there, she leads Brown from Iowa. I think that's Iowa.
That one's off the plate.
That was either Iowa or Southern Miss. It was Southern Miss.
Out of Charlotte, North Carolina. It's got a full count, nobody out, and she's going to walk down to first base.
Now, that is what you don't want to do with Sam Russ, because I would say it's going to take exactly 1 pitch for her to steal second base. The propensity, I saw all 4 of her games this past weekend. I've seen her I saw her in the TV games from down in Florida, and when she's out there at first base, she is not there to stay long.
Here is Mackenzie Clark. Runner goes. Throw down to second base is off the mark, and Russ has another stolen base.
That's the offensive pressure that quick legs can put on a ball club. You'll see here she got a great jump. She got in early. The throw was high. Friday night in a ball game against Boston University, I saw Sam Russ change a game running the bases.
That one's high. She's now 8 for 8 in stolen bases on the year.
Yeah, and Mackenzie Clark, who had a huge weekend this past weekend, raised her batting average over 50 points. She had lead off practically for every home game. I mean, every game for Clemson a year ago, and now she's down in the 2-hole. That shows you the kind of impact that Russ can have on this lineup.
Yeah.
Now they've got 2 people with great legs at the top, and Clark hits for power as well.
I mentioned she's an All-American, All-ACC freshman team.
Yep.
There's a strike. Hit went 4 for 4 against Akron with 1 stolen base. That inside the park home run we showed you at the top.
Yeah, just think about that. All-conference, freshman All-American leadoff hitter, and she can't keep her job.
Yeah.
She had to go down to the 2-hole.
Here's the 3-1 pitch. Lyon is inside, ball 4, and back-to-back walks to this lineup is going to cause you trouble.
Yeah.
As Valerie Cagle comes to the plate.
I know it's early, and a lot of things could happen, but when you've got runners on first and second and nobody out, and Valerie Cagle in the box with Marissa Gombarda on deck, as a pitcher, you are officially in a mess.
Cagle out of Yorktown, Virginia.
One of college softball's dual threats.
Two on.
Power pitcher that can hit for average, can hit for power, drive in runs, and plus as a hitter, she uses all parts of the ballpark.
She had 3 hits and 6 RBIs early in the season against FGCU. That was the opening weekend, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it was, opening game.
And you're going to have a visit to the circle.
And I think that's very smart to go out there and have a talk with your pitcher and just say, hey, look, we're already in a big enough mess. We can't help them by letting the moment get inside our head. But relax. You're a college athlete. Do your job. Just go out there, do your thing, and we'll be all right.
So no score here in the bottom of the first inning. Gardner-Webb threatened in the top half, but it was Valerie Cagle striking out 4.
That's right.
Take a look at
We'll talk about that later on, but that's one of the great oddities of the bat and ball sports. You only get 3 outs, but she struck out 4 of them.
That is Coach Wigness there. Fantastic career as a Sun Devil, Arizona State. Won a national championship at 19 years old in 2011. So that's tells you 11 years ago, 19. Yes. That's a young coach.
That is a young coach.
Fouled straight back. She was assistant coach at Boise State and then came over to take the head coaching job at USC Buford and the Sand Sharks.
There's worse assignments than being the head coach at USC Buford. That's right close to Hilton Head.
Yep.
Beautiful campus.
NAIA program.
Great NAIA program, by the way.
Went to the national championship, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
She played in the tournament.
I'm talking about at NAIA at the USC Buford.
Yep.
And turn on that one and fouls it off.
Yeah. One thing that you will see with Gombarda and with Cagle, regardless of the count, they will not change their hitting approach. They're up there to drive in runs.
Yeah, they won the Sun Conference title there at USC Buford. Here's the 3-2 pitch, and that's going to be ball 4. Yep. So 3 walks by Lyon.
And you have a RBI machine coming up in Marissa Gombarda. She hit a home run this past weekend. She's hit a lot of home runs over her career. And she is just somebody that, I mean, you're really, really, really dancing with the devil when you bring her to the plate with no outs and bases full.
Bases are loaded, and here is Gombarda. 300 on the season. She leads the team in RBIs with 12. Takes a first pitch strike.
It's not a bad idea, though, to take a pitch. I mean, walk 3 in a row.
Right.
Has shown no ability yet to throw 3 strikes before throwing 4 balls.
Gombardi also a transfer from Furman out of Suwanee, Georgia.
Yeah. There's a lot of Georgia kids on this Clemson lineup, on this Clemson roster rather, and it's just because it's so convenient.
Yeah.
Suwanee, Georgia to here is not very far.
Pitch can be fouled off.
Of course, it also helps if you're really good in softball.
That's right. That's right. And softball in the Atlanta area has really exploded in great talent.
Yes.
All over the metro area.
It has become a recruiting destination for all the coaches around the country.
Here's 1-2. Ball 2 high. So Gombarda will get to reload.
2-2 count. You know she's looking for something to drive. I mean, she is looking for something just to tear out of here.
There it is. And left it high, 3-2. So nowhere to put her with bases loaded.
I can't see that if anybody's working in the Gardner-Webb pen right now. I doubt that there is.
Well, this was supposed to be a doubleheader,
right?
But because of, and there's a ball that's going to be lifted out towards left field. It looks playable and will be in foul territory. Runner has to tag and will score. So Clemson will take a 1-0 lead, and the Tigers are 5-0 this season when they've scored in the first inning.
Now here's something that's interesting. That ball was hit to medium shallow center left field. But because of Russ's speed, she was able to tag and score. Not only does that plate a big run for the Clemson Tigers, but it provides Gombarda with yet another RBI and a sac fly as opposed to a fly out. Clark did the right thing. She tagged up and followed her to third base. And so now there's still a runner right there on the corners with only 1 out.
Here's another graduate student, Cami Pereira, is going to send it up the middle, and then a ball that's caught in the air and a throw back to first. Almost doubles up Cagle, but she slides back safely. So quickly 2 outs.
She hit it firm, but not as hard as she can hit one. And the shortstop actually had to wait on the first baseman a bit. No, I checked that. The first baseman was there.
Yeah. Nicholson,
and it's just a little bit of a slow exchange getting over there to her. But that's going to bring up Logoleo with a chance to play in another room, and she had a good weekend this past weekend.
2 outs and first pitch is sharply hit right towards our camera.
and when she hits for power, she is a pull hitter. Now
See
you
the
see
smile.
our camera person down there in the third base dugout, unafraid.
Josie's not scared.
Standing her ground. It was me, I'd have been out the back of the dugout.
No doubt. Logoleo 0-1 now. 2 outs, 2 on. Runners at the corners and a run in. Here's Lyon and the pitch. Left it high.
Yep. She comes to Clemson from up in Nashville, Tennessee. You see the stat there that was already relayed. It's Clemson's 5-0 when they score in the first inning this year. So it bodes well for the Tigers.
2-0 to Logoleo.
Yep, and the Tigers have a habit of scoring in bunches. That's been something they've done since the onset of the program 2 years ago.
That's a good pitch.
That's the best pitch she's thrown today.
2-2. What, just to finish the thought, this was supposed to be a doubleheader, and because of limited available players right on that inside edge, they reduced it down to the single game.
Right.
And so you got to wonder how many arms are available as Lyon comes back and will strike out Logoleo to end the inning, but not before Clemson takes advantage of several walks, drives one home. They lead 1-0. Valerie Cagle back into the circle. You take a look at her whip here. You see your career whip of 1.0019, and just to get an idea comparatively, Clayton Kershaw is 1.0042. That means she's right up there with the best of them. And I'll tell you what, just an impressive athlete to get to watch live here for this Clemson Tiger Ball Club.
She is a rarity. She is an absolute rarity. Somebody who can be very, very, very impactful in the batter's box and then go out there and pitch at such a high level. She is definitely worth the price of admission to come watch her play. And all of these young softball players in the Clemson area should come see her, because one day they're going to tell their kids they saw her play.
Here's Riley McCurry swinging at the first pitch.
She's going to play internationally. She's going to do all the things, of course, barring circumstances beyond her control. But this is a terribly, terribly gifted woman.
Takes a ball high, 1 ball, 1 strike to McCurry.
And I talked about it over the weekend, and I think it merits repeating. The biggest challenge she's going to have is to manage expectations, because people such as we in the media and everything are going to put expectations on her that some are going to be, quite frankly, unrealistic, as you see a slow dribbler for the first out. And that, by the way, she's also an extremely good person with the glove. She defends her position very, very well. But Valerie Cagle is I mean, I'm a big fan.
Here is Mackenzie Lawrence standing in with 1 out here. 275 on the season. Lawrence on the season has a double and a triple and 4 RBIs. Gardner-Webb out of the Big South, swing and fouls it back.
Yeah, the Big South got a lot of teams in the North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia area in it. Great mid-major league.
Fouled off. 1-2. Bowling Springs, North Carolina.
Now, you've been there to do football.
Yes, sir, I have.
I've been there to watch football. But
it's a neat, it's a neat area.
Yep.
In North Carolina, that North Carolina, Greenville, Clemson area. It's just a beautiful, part of the country.
And I got to tell you, UNC Charlotte, or Charlotte as they like to be called, they've got a fine softball team now, and there's a lot of good ball in this I-85 corridor.
1 ball, 2 strikes. When you look at Virginia Tech there in Blacksburg, Virginia is another strikeout. That's 5 strikeouts on the afternoon already for Cagle.
Yeah.
Comes in, keeps it inside. Yeah. I think it was a called strike 3. And that'll bring up the shortstop, Nicholson, Kalen Nicholson.
You mentioned Virginia Tech. They come in here Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and it's just going to be enormous, the size of those games. Those are big, big games for the first weekend in March, because you've got number 5 in the country playing number 9 in the country. Or excuse me, number 7 playing number 9.
7 playing 9, yeah.
And I mean, there's a little bit of a regular season conference championship that's going to be decided this next weekend, especially if one of the teams were to get hot and sweep it. Because both Virginia Tech and Clemson are going to factor into who wins this league. Of course, Florida State being another, and I'm sure the people at Duke and all the other schools want to be in that argument as well. But Virginia Tech may have the best pitching top to bottom in the league, and they're going to be a very, very formidable team for Clemson to face this weekend.
Good adjustment. Staying alive, 1-2. Pete Diamore, the head coach there at Virginia Tech.
I've heard of him.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Got a chance to spend some time with him there at Kennesaw State, and what a job he did there.
Remarkable.
Was it 2 seasons, 3 seasons? How many?
He was there for 2 seasons.
2 seasons, yeah.
And
Pete
Diamore is one of the best coaches in college softball, period. And
good adjustment again, and fouls it off.
And he's also one of the good guys in this business. And of course, everybody knows, if you ever heard me talk, that I feel that Clemson's coach John Rittman is one of life's good people, and just a great, great, great softball coach as well. So it's going to be a good matchup.
Nicholson's out of Evans, Georgia. I'm surprised Pete Diamore or Coach Rittman would put up with your nonsense, but there he goes, Cagle. She struck out another. That's 6. You can pick at me when we return here on the ACC Network Extra. Back here for the bottom of the second, take a look at the top 10 this week in softball. You see Oklahoma, Alabama, Florida State, Florida, UCLA. There's that Virginia Tech Hokie squad at number 6, and Clemson at number 9. And that's your matchup for the Friday, Saturday, Sunday weekend. And if you get a chance to check out any of that, I think Friday night's going to be a nationally televised softball game. The ACC Network's got it.
Yep.
And check that out. Those are 2 really good squads locking horns for the ACC opener.
Virginia Tech's got a great chance to play very, very deep into the postseason. Of course, the Clemson Tigers do too, as does Florida State.
There's Kaya Keller, the sophomore. Ooh, she take one off the hands? Yep, went down. It says hit her forearm.
And the coach from Gardner-Webb's going to come out and disagree, because she's stating simply that Keller did not even react, and she thinks it got the end, and it did get her on the back of the arm. It sure did. It got her.
So you're going to have a pinch runner down at first.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be probably Carly Shannon.
Yep, that's exactly who it is.
How about that? I got one right. Yay me.
Now you've got the pitcher in the sun and the batter's box, kind of a mix between sun and shade. Is that a tricky thing for the batter?
Oh yeah, we saw this past weekend and we touched on it. But when the ball goes from sunshine to shade, oh man, it's really tough. And I'll tell you what else it is. If somebody hits it and puts it in play, when it comes to shade to sunlight, it's difficult on the fielders as well.
Here's JoJo Hyatt, and takes a first pitch strike on the outside edge. Nobody out, runner at first base. Tigers up by a run.
Gardner-Webb out hitting the Tigers 1-0, but where it counts, the Tigers are leading 1-0.
Hyatt's put a charge in it, but just foul. Beaufort, Georgia native almost had one that went to the wall.
And Shannon was moving on the play, and she would have easily scored on that had it been a fair ball. So Hyatt finds herself now in a 0-2 hole. But she really turned on that one.
Sure did. See what Lyon brings. They're going to keep it down. Runner goes down to second base, and easily sliding in safely is Keller. Sorry, that's going to be Shannon.
Yep. Yeah, got a good jump. A little bit closer than when Russ went. But you can see she got just under there, and she did beat it by a whisker.
7th stolen base of the season for Shannon.
Very good call by the umpire Anthony Ross.
1 ball, 2 strikes. The runner now in scoring position with nobody out. And it's going to be grounded second, backhanded by McCurry onto first. It's going to be in time. Runner advances to third.
Now that's going to go as a 4-3 put out, but that is a good at bat by Hyatt, particularly behind in the count. She moved the runner. She got the runner into scoring position, and there's a bunch of ways you can score from third base without the ball being put in play. And so a lot of good things can happen here now for the Tigers, but Maddie Moore, who hit a long home run this past weekend, steps in.
Freshman Maddie Moore, batting 200, takes a strike on the inside edge.
Very slow start with the bat. Has played a pretty good game of shortstop early on in her career here at Clemson. She's a freshman out of California.
Yep, Loomis, California. She's going to lift one out towards left center field as Lawrence will camp under it. Runner's going to tag down to home, and dead duck there at home plate. Great relay by Lawrence. And that'll do it for the Tigers as thrown out at home plate. Let's look at it again.
And she was out from here to there. I mean, never even really a chance to slide.
Tigers still lead 1-0. Here's Mackenzie Lawrence throwing out the Tiger runner, Shannon, from the outfield. What a catch, and then a cannon shot home to end the inning.
There's out, and then there's way out.
Here's a new Clemson pitcher is Reagan Spencer, the right-hander, 2-0 on the season, making her 4th appearance.
Yep, and she had a good outing this past weekend.
She's going to be facing Bailey Short, left-handed right fielder, batting .333 on the season.
He got 9-1-2 this inning.
And that's going to be a slow bouncer and spins foul.
Yep.
You're seeing more and more lineups put speed in that 8-9 position, where traditionally, you know,
and there's an evolution that's causing that, and that is that you're seeing more and more leadoff hitters that can hit for RBIs.
Yeah.
And so the theory is to be sure you have somebody on base when they come back around. So she fouls one
Foul
off.
tip that one back.
Count 1-2.
Nobody out here in this top of the third. Absolutely stunning day.
Oh, beautiful day. How was your drive up?
That was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. You're always running a little construction, 75, excuse me, 85 north. But.
Yep. Our very fine producer, Captain Kirk, mentions that his 5-minute drive was pretty good. He only ricocheted off a few things.
Good.
That's good for him.
Baby steps.
Oh.
Now that's going to be off the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Look at the students out there and fans. The knoll beyond the left field wall spreading over into left center field has turned out to be like one of the places to sit and watch a ball game here.
Why wouldn't it be? You got the beautiful football facility in the background, and a great view. Now, I wouldn't park my car in some of these spots in the right field edge, but that's going to be drilled right up to first base, but a nice pickup by Keller.
Keller does a very good job in filling her position. Stayed right with it. So she stayed nice and low. See that? She stayed down there with it. Easy play. But yes, this is a wonderful setting. I mean, the athletic complex here, this area of campus that has football. You see, there's the football building where I think spring football is starting up now. And
third base going to be a fair ball, and Goodrum is going to get on board with one out.
He's going to be on for the second time today. Reached on a wild pitch earlier, but right here you see she hits the ball. Logaleo backhands it, knocks it down, but by the time she stops and picks it up, Goodrum had beat the route. That should go as a base hit.
Corner's going to come in a little bit. Are you okay with Logaleo playing that ball, or did it appear it was going to go foul?
No, I think you have to make that play. And there again, in the game of softball is baseball played inside a pinball machine. You have such little time to react and respond. What you can't afford is that ball to get by you and get down in the corner for a double.
Pesquera is going to stand in and take ball 2.
She has the other Gardner-Webb hit today. Both hits have not left the infield. There is an out in the inning.
2-0 is going to be in there for a strike. So 2 balls, 1 strike for Pesquera.
And if you're Reagan Spencer, you just got to keep pitching.
Laveen, Arizona. That's where Pesquera hails from. She's going to fight one off. 2-2. Now, we had Reagan Spencer scheduled to start, and they brought in Cagle to get a couple innings under her belt. She only strikes out 6. Not too shabby.
In 2 innings.
Here's a 2-2. Back to Spencer. On to second. On to first. Not going to be there. Nice stretch by Keller, however.
The feed from Spencer was a bit low out at second base, and it really hurt Pierre's chance to turn it over. You'll see here. Spencer does a good job, but the low throw really didn't allow
eats up time, doesn't
Pierre a fair chance at it. Although she got down the line very well.
And a sharply hit ball by Lyon. Struck out her last at bat.
And Lyon could help herself here. She has some power. She hits, I mean, she's hitting over 400. She's at 408 as she bats right now. She's got 14 RBI and 2 home runs. So Spencer had better not neglect her.
Good pitch, went right at her, but called for a ball.
Missed the zone just a little bit outside, I believe.
Spencer's pitch fouled off. 1 ball, 2 strikes. There are 2 outs in the inning with a runner aboard.
Nathan, you know, I was really discouraged this past weekend. One of my play-by-play partners, I won't mention the name, did not know that there was a Dairy Queen at the exit in Carnesville going down 85. What kind of world do we live in when people don't know where the Dairy Queens are?
I don't know. Not a sponsor.
Well, no, they're not, but they still have a good blizzard.
2 balls, 2 strikes. I go dip cone.
Do you?
Yeah.
Dip chocolate?
Yes, sir. And tails away, full count now to Lyon.
Look for the runner to be going now.
West Columbia, South Carolina, and White Knoll High School.
See the fans there in attendance.
Sharply hit towards the Gardner-Webb dugout.
As we've talked about, tickets are very hard to come by for a Clemson softball game. And that is just an absolute tribute to the atmosphere they've created here.
And that's going to be strike number 3. Spencer gets Lyon looking.
That's the second time she's got caught looking.
And that will end the inning. We head now to the bottom of the 3rd. Strikeouts galore. Head coach John Rittman watching his Clemson Tigers have a 1-0 lead here. You see his resume there. 18 seasons at Stanford and the only Clemson head coach.
Yep, that's old Johnny Ballgame down there. That's my buddy. 25 years of friendship right there. He's a great coach and an even better human being. He and his wife Lori absolutely love being part of the Clemson community.
Here's Russ. She's going to slap one over the infielders for a little sneaky base hit. 2021 ACC Coach of the Year, by the way, after winning the ACC championship.
Yeah, if you win a conference championship in your first year, you tend to get Coach of the Year. Yeah. And he does a great job. But he's coached all over the world. He's coached at the highest levels. He took Stanford to the World Series a couple of times. This man knows what he's doing, and it appears that he and Clemson University are a great match for one another.
Here's Mackenzie Clark. Runner goes down to second base again. High throw, and Russ has her second stolen base of the afternoon.
And she went in pretty hard that time. Let's see if she's okay. Her ankle may be a little tender after this because she took a pretty good shot with the ankle there. Right there.
Yeah.
Did you see it roll?
Yeah, rolled up.
I saw that in real time. And you see Coach Rittman's going to.
And you don't have your glasses with you.
Yeah, well, you didn't have to mention that to everybody.
Yeah, she's going to get checked out. That was stolen base number 9 for her. 9 for 9 on the season, but that is a concern, isn't it?
Yeah, she rolled her ankle. It took an awkward roll off the top of the bag there, and she's just kind of walking it off. And I know with yeah, you're going to watch her.
They're going to get a pinch hitter here. She's going to come out of this.
You're going to get a pinch runner.
Pinch runner, rather. Thank you.
Yeah, that's going to be Ainsley Houston is going to come in. And you're going to see right there. That's an ouch. That's a big time
And
out.
she's feeling it, too.
Yeah, and I think they're going to.
Yeah, here is Ainsley Houston.
I don't know if you'll see her just get taped up and get back in there. I think that's what may happen. Hopefully it's nothing more than that.
The count will be 1-0 to Clark with nobody out and runner in scoring position.
And Clark, again, is a leadoff style hitter with power.
Takes it high.
And with nobody out, the Tigers find themselves in the same position they were in the first inning, where they have a chance to really get something going.
Don't want to fall further behind Clark.
No, you don't.
And she's done that. 3-0.
Yeah.
Lyon playing with danger. See Clemson hitting stats, 310 as a team, 497 slugging percentage. That's not too shabby. 111 hits. And 3-1.
Yeah.
This team's playing very well. They're a fun team to watch.
Well, they're number 9 for a reason.
Yeah. Sharply hit again, but foul.
Coach Rittman down there showing off his agility. Well, the lack thereof. He was able to easily avoid that ball by taking one step forward.
All right, full count, 3-2. Staying alive, McKenzie, as Lions did a good job on coming back and working the count full.
Yeah, this is I'll tell you, Lions is not afraid.
Yeah.
I mean, she's a competitor. And she's in there working hard, and she got out of that first inning. That was a big win for her, only giving up 1 run.
3-2 once again, and a changeup is launched foul.
Yeah, she is pulling everything right now that Lions is offering.
Lions 45 pitches in.
And if you don't have a lot of pitching depth, That's pretty early to have that many racked up here with nobody out in the third inning.
And ball 4 high.
We've seen this movie.
Yes, sir.
About an inning ago. Again, some of the worst news you can possibly have is Cagle's coming up with nobody out and runners on first and second. And to make things worse, the RBI machine, Gumbarda, is just sitting there waiting on deck.
There's ball.
And what happens is pitchers a lot of times get so preoccupied with a good hitter like Cagle that it just opens up the door for people like Gumbarda.
Yeah. 1-0. And that ball is smoked. I think you can kiss it goodbye. Out of here. Valerie Cagle, 3-run home run. 4th home run of the season, RBI.
When they hit them like that, there's really not a lot you need to say.
Yeah. 13, 14, and 15.
This is why you said a moment ago, partner, is why you would not park out there. This ball is way out of here.
Rise ball, she absolutely crushed.
And all of this is perpetuated by the leadoff and number 2 hitter getting on base. They got away with it in the first inning, but here in the second inning, they have paid for it.
So here is Gumbarda.
And there's still nobody out.
So Line will have to compose herself. And there's a shot out of here. You can forget it. That ball was blistered, and they're going to call it a foul ball.
No complaints by Coach Rittman, so the ball must have hooked. But it was fair for a long time. You see that right there? Yep. Yep.
Career leaders in the NCAA.
Yep.
Gumbarda
at
right
51 is the 5th active player in the list. You see,
Coach Wigness is going to come out and settle her team.
Yeah.
That was a loud strike 1, that's for sure.
First thing out of her mouth is, don't throw that no more. Let's not do that.
Yeah.
Whatever that was, let's put that one on the shelf.
Got to really appreciate the leadership of a young head coach who's had early success in her career.
Yeah, she is wise beyond her years.
All right, 0-1. There's ball down and in.
Yeah.
Clemson outscoring their opponents 74-26 this season. Coming into this afternoon, and they're up 4-0.
So that would be 78.
Yeah.
See that?
That's
quick. I didn't just sleep through math.
No. Two and one. There it is.
That's home run.
Didn't have to wait long.
Nope. That's your basic 2-iron right out of here.
Laser shot by Gumbarda.
It got about 9 feet high.
Back-to-back home runs for Clemson.
And that one right there was an absolute no-doubter.
The bat speed. The only concern was the lift, and it got out of here in a hurry.
And what worries me most about things like that are the fans out there in left field actually were putting their hands up trying to catch it.
That's a bad idea.
I don't want to catch that ball. I want to
see
tuck
many
it.
gloves out there. Here's Cami Pereira. Takes a strike.
That grabbed a little bit of the plate on the outside corner, I guess.
5-0 Tigers. And she's going to square and bunt. Gonna hurry. And they're going to punch her out at first base. Tiger fans don't like it, but it's a great heads-up play by Lyon and a good strike over to first.
Yeah. Good bunt. You got to give Lions credit. I think I won't talk about whether the call was a good or bad one.
Good idea. Here's Logaleo. Pitch down and in. Now they're testing replay at the softball level. What is your thoughts on that?
Oh boy, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I just shoot. I'm an old man. I don't even like it in football.
Yeah.
I mean, football games take forever now because the knuckleheads have to watch the film from like 57 different angles to come up with what we saw in one replay.
Here's a 2-0. Foul back.
And so I don't know. I don't know what it means for this game.
Watch the reaction here. That comes right back. Yo!
Reflexes have got to get a little quicker than that, though.
That may come back in the nightmare as a nightmare tonight. 2-1. Ground ball, third. Pesquera fires over to first, but pulls the first baseman Montgomery off the bag.
You would think that'd be an E5.
It was been big bang play anyway.
Yeah.
Looks like they will give her an error.
Oh. She clearly beat it.
So Lyon continues to battle out there, but you got to have some mental toughness in positions like this, huh?
Yeah, you got to just pitch within yourself. And I've always been a big proponent of pitchers have to play with amnesia.
Kaya Keller, stand-in, 286 on the season. She was hit by a pitch her last at bat. Fouls that one off. Sharply hit, gonna get past shortstop. Runner advances to second base, and there's still just one out.
Yep.
Keller
does a good job taking it right back where it came from, right up the middle.
So bring up Hyatt. JoJo Hyatt stand in. Just takes a look down at Coach Rittman.
And she hit it right on the button earlier
sure
today.
Did.
In her first plate appearance.
Grounded out to second.
The Clemson hitters, the second time through the batting order, has really measured lines, and they're getting a lot of bat on the ball.
.250 on the season. 1-0 count. One ball, one strike. Mentioned Hyatt out of Buford High School.
Oh
no.
Oh, he kicked it. What a faux pas. That right there is not acceptable. He did not get down on it good. He didn't have both hands. His back was not square. He didn't use his legs.
I almost guarantee he's thinking, I hope Scott didn't see that.
No, he knows I did.
Yeah.
That was an error. Huge.
All right. Outside, 2-2. Foul that one back. All right, let's see how Coach Rittman handled that.
Yeah, now young players, watch this. You do not want to do this. Look at this. That is very, very bad form. He did not get out in front of the ball. He did not have both hands. He bent with his back, not his legs. This is just not a way you want to play infield in this game.
There's a ball lifted deep in the outfield, and it was tracked down by Goldrum. And then the throw gets away. Run's gonna not score, but advance to second base.
Yeah. They're very fortunate that the runner at third did not score, as the ball got away from the infielder and from Lyons, who was backing up the play.
Great play out in center field by Goodrum.
Absolutely. Goodrum does a great job of running this ball down. It's hit about as far as you can hit one and keep it in the park. She makes the play, collects herself off the wall, and gets the ball thrown in there. Misses a cutoff, and then the pitcher, Lyons, was a little bit too close to third base for backing it up.
Here's your 9th hitter in the inning, Moore. Maddie Moore takes a strike on the inside edge.
Yep. Now, as I said, Moore hit a very long home run over the weekend, and Coach Rittman felt very, very good about the promise she's showing as a hitter.
First career home run.
Yes. It was a first career home run, first career RBI. And she's, you know, like I said, she's getting up to speed pretty good out there playing shortstop. But he thinks she's going to be just a dandy hitter once she figures it all out.
She's going to take a pitch. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Really having trouble getting over Rittman's error.
Ground ball sharply. McCurry able to scoop it and throw it over to first base for out number 3. But the damage is done. 4 runs come across. Tigers lead by 5. Clemson Tigers lead 5-0 over Gardner-Webb, and it was pitching early as Valerie Cagle got the start, got 6 strikeouts in her 2 innings, and then Reagan Spencer came in. And then the offense got underway, and it was a sacrifice fly scoring the first run of the inning. But then the home run started flying for Clemson. 3-run shot there by Cagle, and then Gombarda, who had a foul ball earlier, just go foul. Sends one out on a laser beam and makes it 5-0. Grace Maddie-Moore will be the new defensive left fielder for Clemson. Spencer back in the circle.
Looks like they're going to give Russ the rest of the day off. Hope there's nothing too major wrong there. Have herself available for Virginia Tech this weekend. Maddie-Moore out there in left field saw a lot of innings last year for the Tigers.
Here's Molly Montgomery. Got a 1-1 count here. And sharply hit. You're also going to have a new catcher for Clemson.
And that should be the rookie out of California.
That is Abby Vieira.
Yep.
Left-handed hitting catcher. And that ball's lifted pretty well out to left field, but Maddie-Moore's going to get a chance right away for out number 1.
Well, the sun is down now, and nobody is playing in a partly sun, partly shaded field. It also has begun to cool off here, so you're going to have to really hit the ball. Now, Cagle and Gombarda's would have been home runs anywhere in any park, but you're going to have to hit it now to get it to leave here. The ball does carry at this park.
Here's Bridget Strobel. Struck out her first at bat back in the first. And pops the mitt. Strike number 1.
When I think of Gardner-Webb, I think back to my childhood, which I'm talking about is the 1970s, and John Drew, a former great NBA basketball player, played his collegiate basketball at Gardner-Webb.
That one's bounced up there by Spencer.
Why I know that, I do not know.
What made it come to mind?
I just saw the GW on the uniform there a moment ago, and it just had a moment. And troubles me too.
Swing and miss, 2-2.
There's a good look at the crowd.
And that one comes inside. A little savvy pitch by Spencer, striking out Strobel.
Just kind of binding her up. You notice that? You see that? Just tied her in knots with this swing. Watch this. This is a...
Ground ball. Logaleo onto first base, and that'll do it. Quick inning there for Gardner-Webb. Clemson 1-2-3 as McCurry goes down. Tigers lead. Scott Whitlock arriving in style to McWhorter Stadium.
Yeah, you got to remind me to ask more questions when Rick Bagby says, "Hey, we'll fly you in."
Yeah.
I have got to ask more questions.
Well, we're glad you're here safely. Actually, a couple of those parachute contraptions are flying around the outfields.
Yeah.
Neat little visual, but there's a great softball game going on, and it's 5-0 Tigers.
And we're going to see Grace Mattimore for the first time today.
And Mattimore will bat in that first leadoff spot, replacing Russ. So first opportunity here in the fourth. Facing Lyon, who's still out there in the circle. And that gets away 1-0.
Grace has only had one at bat the entire season, so she is obviously looking for her first hit. Very limited action. But she is a very handy player. She can play several different positions.
Ashburn, Virginia transfer from West Point, where she was is a Weaver James Corrigan Postgraduate Scholarship Award recipient.
There you go.
How about that?
How about that now? I'm
ACC
telling you, that
academic all honoree.
Absolutely. This team has Grace Mattimore, and then they have a shortstop named Mattimore. So you have to be careful. But you got to tip your hat to Grace Mattimore there of the academic and scholastic honors that she's earned.
Does not chase the 2-1 pitch, now 3-1.
And as you can see, Lyons is up to over 70 pitches now. She's at 75 pitches now, and that's going to take a toll.
Swing and a miss.
And
3-2.
The third inning was particularly difficult for her because it was the second time through the batting order, and they were really getting some good hacks on them.
All right, 3-2. And she's going to lift it foul out of play.
And that's going to rattle around down in the third base bullpen. Got a full count here. You got to think she's going to be looking for something to drive.
Comes inside, fights it off.
Mattimore knows you can't walk your way into the lineup. You got to hit your way in.
(3-2) once again, and that one's lifted high in the air. Tricky time of evening, but put away by Goodrum.
Mattimore got under that one. And that brings up Clark. And Mackenzie Clark is a prolific outfielder, a very, very good hitter. And I predict before she's through, she will be an All-American. Not just a freshman All-American, an All-American. She can do everything very well. She's a five-tool player.
Oh, 1. Good change of speeds by Lyon.
And if you have that pitch, you need to use it. And she's not used that a terribly.
I certainly haven't seen it early in the count.
Yeah, I mean that was a feel good right there. That was a nice pitch.
0-2. Whew. Oh, rocket shot foul.
You saw Coach Rittman taking evasive measures. He fell forward. There he is, Johnny Ballgame.
Oh, 2 to Clark. Could not get her to chase.
Nope. Not a bad pitch, 0-2, if you've got the command to come back around the plate when you need to. Every great pitch is not a strike.
1-2, and it was hung up there, and it's a gapper for Clark. Easy 2 bags.
And you see the way she runs. She runs so well. And she also has a very good IQ for softball, because she left the box thinking 2 bases.
Yes, absolutely.
If you watch her, she is wide open, and just a beautiful round to first base, and goes in there with absolutely no problem.
Clark's got her 2nd double of the season,
Yep.
and that'll bring up Valerie Cagle. Cagle had the home run, and she's going to send it right to the center fielder. Had her played in her tracks.
Yeah.
Goodrum
Hit it right to her like on a bullet.
Yeah.
I didn't even get a chance to comment that her last at bat that Cagle had hit a ball to Pendleton.
Here's Gumbarda.
Yeah, and Gumbarda hit a ball through the knoll out there.
Yeah. Gumbarda takes a pitch inside. On her home run, I did see a guy with a glove out there think better of it, better than sticking his hand out in front of it.
You just don't do that. You don't put your hands up on a ball coming in like that. Woo!
Didn't mean to swing. It's going to stay in play. Tough play at first. Not going to get there. Should be a single. They're going to say
rule a foul ball.
Foul at the plate.
They're going to rule it went off her foot.
Here's a replay. Oh, it hurt her in the box.
Yep. It got her off her left leg.
So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Bounced up there.
There's a young fan out there. He's got his glove.
Oh, he's ready.
Yeah.
Three and 1.
Boy, you got to be careful here, because Marissa Gumbarda is in there sitting dead red. And if there's anything close to what she likes, she's going to jump all over it.
And she does, and it's going to be sent over the head of Goodrum out in center field. And the play at second base is not in time. So Gumbarda has a 2nd extra base hit of the afternoon and plates a run, 6-0.
Yep, and that was a very well hit ball. What you're going to see now probably is Oda come in and run for Gumbarda, and Oda will stay in the game and play right field.
Here comes Ariella Oda.
This is something that happens quite often here. So you got good speed out there at second base. You got Pereira. And I think you've got a very fifth, but letting her pitcher kind of catch her breath, gather herself up a little bit, and, you know, hey, I wish if I had somebody I could bring in here for you, I'd get you out of here, but you know the deal.
Yep. Coach Wigness there in the white cap.
Yeah.
Talking to her catcher on the way back.
She said, mixing a strike. That's what they usually tell us.
Yeah. All right, here's Cami Pereira. Pereira's 0 for 2. Line out sharply to the shortstop. And then a ground out.
All sorts of fun and silly conversations are had during mound meetings or after mound meetings break up.
One ball, one strike, 2 outs, runner at second base. 2 doubles in the inning. That played it a run.
Pereira, who is really enjoying a good start to her season, hitting 366 right now. Or actually has got it up to 375.
375, yes, sir.
And she's hit the ball sharply a couple of times. Got an RBI out there waiting on her at second base if you can get one through.
Out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina, takes ball 2.
Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
Good fastball fought off.
You can go just a little bit due north of Winston-Salem. You can end up in Mount Airy.
Yeah, that's where my grandmother lives.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Ah.
We were talking about the scholarship earlier. See the players. Cammie awarded the scholarship. One of 3 Clemson athletes who've been awarded that scholarship. Ball's lifted up, should be playable, and it is put away by shortstop Nicholson. So that'll do it. But again, the Tigers put a run up, 6-0. See the flags flying beautifully here in Clemson's McWhorter Stadium. They also flew over the State House today as the Clemson flag flew for the men's soccer national championship. Mike Newman had his crew down there being honored.
Yeah.
As you got a new pitcher for Clemson, Millie Thompson, the sophomore out of Bedford, Virginia, comes in with a 1.38 ERA. She's done well this season.
She has done well, and they also have a new first baseman in the game, a new third baseman in the game, and as I predicted, Oda stayed in to play right field.
You got May over at first base.
Yep.
You got Uda out in left field, like you meant, or right field rather, like you mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
Taylor at third.
Correct.
Swing and a miss.
And again, you got Millie Thompson out there on the mound. Millie Thompson can throw the ball very, very well. She throws it very firm, and yet she can complement it when she needs to with a very good changeup.
Here,
that was the drop ball.
She's a vocal pitcher.
Yep, she's a grunter. Nothing wrong with that.
It's intimidating.
Is it?
Some say.
She don't scare me. Of course, I'm not.
2-1 to Lawrence, and there's that changeup you mentioned.
Yep, that's filthy. That's unfair. There should be a rule against that. Throw it almost 70 and then throw it 55.
2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and Lawrence will go down.
That was a drop ball, believe it or not. That was a little 63-mile-an-hour drop ball off the plate. As they used to say, she couldn't have hit that with an oar.
9th strikeout of the afternoon. Yep. And here's Nicholson.
And this is really a good thing, Nathan, is you're seeing the front 3, what I would consider the front, well, 3 of the front 4
popped up. May couldn't find it.
Clemson pitchers getting work in as you see a ball that was hit out to the first baseman who was unable to make a catch. That's May over there.
Yeah, Madison May. It was a tough play. Yeah. Those things have funny spin coming off of. She has to go backwards for it.
You got to drop step and run through the catch, and she kind of a little bit took her head off of it early. That's a ball that's got to be caught.
So here's short.
There's just something that rings true in this game, and it's been that way from forever, and it always will be. If you can restrict your opponents to 3 outs an inning, what I mean by that is You don't walk anybody. You don't make errors. You don't hit batters. It is very difficult to score 1 run before 3 outs are gotten. It's very hard. And things like that just drive a pitcher and a coach crazy when a very catchable pop-up is dropped. See the coach there.
Coach Wegness
working hard.
Watching her crew.
She knows she's got a project ahead of her.
Slapped foul.
And she doesn't seem to be the least bit frightened by it.
Well, coming from an NAIA program.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, there's no money at that level to.
Well, there's it's just a different.
It's just different.
It's just different.
Right. And then you go to you're now at a Division I mid-major.
Yeah.
You probably still have.
There are limitations.
But it's a step. It's a step up.
But just remember, make no mistake about it. She has played softball at the highest of high levels. She won a national championship at Arizona State. That's the Pac-12. That is just incredibly high level ball. You see the strikeout here. She swung right through that. That's what Millie Thompson does.
10th strikeout.
Yep.
And here's Goodrum.
Right, she throws the ball very well. That ball has some zip on it. And when you combine that with the changeup and the fine drop ball she's got weapons.
Goodrum, 220 on the season. Had a single back in the 3rd inning. Takes strike 2.
That was a great pitch. You talk about hitting your spots. Terrific job.
Oh, 2. Right at her, fouled at the plate.
That got a little bit of Ricky Sexton back there behind the plate.
Oh, 2, strike 3, and another strikeout the side for Clemson pitchers. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Tigers lead 6-0 on the ACC Network Extra.
There's some of the fans.
They're taking this one in. They know how to show up and support their programs, that's for sure. And 11 of them have T-shirts from the 11 strikeouts that Clemson has tallied this afternoon.
11 out of 15 outs have been with the K.
Bailey Taylor will be your leadoff hitter this bottom of the 5th inning.
Yep, and she's 0 for 4 in the young season.
Swing and a miss.
Coach Rittman getting everybody a little bit of work.
She's 1 for 4. She's got a .250 batting average, sir.
I'll stand corrected.
I didn't want a phone call from Mr. and Mrs. Taylor.
I'd be more afraid of Bailey.
Maybe.
Yeah, you don't take a hit away from somebody.
No. Takes that one high. 2 balls, 1 strike to Taylor.
Yeah. Well, we got a second. I want to thank all the camera people and the people in the production areas back here that make these things go. It's always so much fun when we come up here to work.
That one's up near the eyes. Taylor takes it out of Winsboro, South Carolina, transfer from Troy.
What a lot of people don't know about these broadcasts is they're put on, I would say, primarily by college students. People who are working and learning a craft and doing these kind of things, and they are just so doggone bright and so good at what they do. It just makes it just so much fun to come up here and be a part of it.
It's 11 college students.
There you are.
Working cameras and switching and audio and all kind of stuff that puts us fantastic.
And our producer here in the booth, Caroline, she always is yelling, screaming at us and telling us to behave ourselves.
3-2.
There's a shot from out there in center field.
Fouled off. Caroline's made it her way into a warm booth.
Yeah.
It's gotten a little chilly.
Just a little.
Count stays 3-2.
Yeah.
And that ball will sit towards the wall and off the wall. Right off the Clemson C, and it took a favorable bounce, and Taylor's going to have to stay at first with a single, but a very sharply hit ball.
Now I'm going to tell you something. This sounds funny, but you give Taylor high marks for a hitting the ball right on the button. You see her? She's rounding first. And there was a little bit of a pause there, and that I don't know if that had anything to do with her getting to second base or not, but it certainly made her decision to stay at first easy because she did pause a bit.
Here's Madison May.
Yeah. Is this Maddie May or Maddie Moore or what do we got going on here? This actually is Madison May.
It is Madison May. And ball tails away from May. Batting .238 on the season. May's out of Valdosta, Georgia, Lowndes High School.
Oh, yeah. Worked many years at Kennesaw State with athletic director Dave Waples, who served on the faculty at Valdosta State.
Was he their athletic director for a while?
No. But he was within their athletic department as a cross-country coach.
3-1.
And he had nothing but great memories of his time down in Valdosta. There may be people in Valdosta that feel differently.
They love their athletics down there, that's for sure.
Yes, they do.
Ball four. Named Wintersville by Sports Illustrated, rather.
Well,
after college football, now they've had some issues. The head coaching positions down there recently, but
they have a rich history.
They do,
going all the way back to the 1950s. A lot of high school state championships in football, and then when Lowndes County High School came into being, they picked up and they've won their share, and it is a great area for sports down there.
Here's Abby Vieira, her first at bat this afternoon or this evening.
Yep.
389 on the season.
Yep. And this is a promising young catcher. She really does a great job. Hyatt had practically the catching job to herself last year. Caught over 50 games, and I know she's probably the happiest person in the world that
you bring in a new freshman catcher, out of Mission Viejo, California.
You want the help.
2-0. Lyon, by the way, is well over 100 pitches at 112 now.
And they've got weekend games coming up.
Yeah, they have a Thursday night game.
Do they really?
Yes, sir. I believe that's against Marist. That ball's popped up, and teammate's going to help out Lions. That's Pesquera coming over. Actually, let's make it. Yeah, Pesquera made the catch. So bring up Maddie Moore.
She's looking for a knock. Seen her batting average dip under 200 now.
There's a strike.
She hit it sharply her last at bat, right at the second baseman.
6-0 Clemson over Gardner-Webb here in this bottom of the fifth. Gardner-Webb trying to hold off Clemson. They've had some run rule games. There's a sharply hit ball. Only plays the lead runner at third.
And that was sharply hit. And give credit to Lyons for fielding her position. Great job. She knew exactly where she wanted to go with the ball. Throw was low, but the out was attained.
So back to the top of the order. Here is Grace Mattymore getting a chance to hit one more time.
Yep, took over for Russ when Russ had the situation with her ankle out at second base.
Mattymore lays off, called a strike.
Still hitless on the young season, but only 2 at-bats.
Called strike 2.
Yep.
Lyon ready to end this inning.
I got to give her credit. Well, she competes. There's no quit in her.
And that one's going to bounce up on the inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, you ask a lot of a pitcher when your pitching staff is short. You know you got a midweek game. You got to come out and just grind through innings.
Oh yeah.
She's done a good job.
Yep.
Ball lifted out towards right field, and the play almost pops out of Short's glove, but she does make it, ending the Tigers' threat. But they still lead 6-0 as we head to the 6th on ACC Network Extra. Here's what Gardner-Webb has to look forward to the rest of this week and into the weekend. It's Marist on Thursday, Buffalo and Marist on Friday, and then they get into that weekend. Southeastern Louisiana and Detroit Mercy come in for the weekend.
The schedule kind of comes to them a bit. They have an opportunity there. As you see, the Tiger has showed up.
Hearty handshake.
Oh yeah, seeing everybody is great. Everybody loves the Tiger.
Here's Araceli Pesquera standing in. She's going to foul it off her foot.
No,
that's
boy,
smart. Some cool evening like that.
She felt that one.
Yeah.
She's saying, doggone heck, shoot. Wish I hadn't done that.
Singled back in the first and a fielder's choice in the third. Let's see where he got her.
Ooh,
Doink.
right on the toe.
Yep. Swing and miss.
Saw a youngster getting her picture made with the Tiger. Kind of makes me jealous.
Millie Thompson still in the circle.
We're stuck up here in the press box. We never get our picture taken with the Tiger.
Pitch off the edge. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Pesquera. She changes speeds, and
that's a
lays
nice
it off.
pitch right there. It just missed, but that's a fine pitch.
Good look in from Thompson, and comes back with a fastball on the inside. So she's changing location, changing speeds. She's got to find her mark, though.
Yep. It's very important in these late innings now to be clean and be crisp.
Ground ball. Moore not going to get. Oh, okay. They're going to call her out at first.
She must be out. The umpire said so.
It's a bang play, no doubt.
Yep.
Moore scoops and fires.
Pitcher number 11,
Here's Lyon. She struck out both times she's been to the plate. Good fastball, swung on and missed.
Swung right over it.
I don't know how Lyon has any energy to swing the bat.
She takes her hack, so.
She's been working. Thompson now 1-1. One out in the inning. Top of the 6th. Ground ball, and Taylor was going to allow the shortstop Moore to have it, and I don't know if there's any communication about it.
No, but it shaded. The third baseman cutting across kind of took May out of the play. You'll see here, ground ball, and just shaded the shortstop, and it's just one of those things. Ball was never touched by either infielder. That's got to be a CNI single.
Alexa Key is going to come in and run for Lyon.
Yeah.
Now, what are you telling your third baseman?
Well, at third baseman, if you're going to go there, make the play.
Yeah, okay.
If you're going to go there, make the play. Because she is moving toward the throw. But that ball was just hit so slowly.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if you can get anybody with it, but the shortstop had absolutely no chance because she was screened by the third baseman attempting to make the play.
Molly Montgomery, strike out, fly it out, now grounds to second. On to first, double play, and that will end the inning. Clemson defensively getting it done. They lead 6-0 here on the ACC Network Extra. Here's the Clemson Tigers' upcoming schedule. We mentioned the Virginia Tech Hokies coming in town for that weekend series, March 4th through the 6th. Then Mercer midweek, and then Liberty and Illinois come in for a doubleheader series, March 12th and 13th. And I'll be back for that one. I'll be excited about it.
You back there?
I am.
I've got 2 games this weekend, and then I will be at all of the games you see below there. I've got Friday night off while the big dogs come in to call it, and then we go back to work.
Here's Hannah Goodwin looking for her first hit of the season.
And she's only had 1 at bat.
I wasn't judging.
I know you weren't.
Another West Columbia, South Carolina product.
I would ask you where West Columbia is at, but I know what you'd say. Just west of Columbia.
Yeah. I was going to say west of East Columbia. Swing and a miss. 0-2.
For those of you who don't know, and I would assume most of you don't know, Nathan and I have done many a game together, and so we can kind of anticipate each other a little bit. We both come away disappointed.
I anticipate you talking about 75% other things than softball, and then
it's on television or computer, or whatever you want to call this medium that we are doing. They can see what's going on.
It's true. Goodwin waits the 0-2, and she's going to send it sharply foul. For a career, batting .361 is Goodwin.
Yep.
15 runs, 30 hits, 16 RBIs.
Had a lot of at-bats last year. That shows you how good the recruiting is becoming here at Clemson. We've talked about several players tonight that played significant roles in a team that went to a regional a year ago. And right now they're struggling and fighting to get at bats.
Tapper to Lyons. It hits the back of her mitt. She's got to hurry and then throws it away. Boy, how often do we see that?
Yeah. You just get yourself in a hurry and bad things happen. And speaking of bad things happening, in the 3rd inning, this is Miss Cagle distributing the ball well over the left field, right field fence.
She even started that home run strut in style.
And if she do it again, this thing would be over. I'm not asking for it, but it'd be nice.
Yes, sir. And you're going to have a pinch runner. Mackenzie Clark will head over to second base. pinch run.
You asked me why it would be nice. And of course, obviously, if you're Clemson, you know why it's nice. But the game is well in hand at 6-0, and I guarantee you, Andrea Lyons, as soon as she doesn't have to pitch anymore,
yeah,
she's going to be pleased. I know that sounds ridiculous, folks, but they've got a long season ahead of them. And Gardner-Webb is going to be about as good as Andrea Lyons lets them be.
1 ball, 1 strike to Cagle. Sharply hit second to Hopper. Nice play by McCurry. Does get the runner to third with 1 out.
Bottom of the 6th.
Here's Ariella Oda. Oda batting for her first opportunity this afternoon. Woo, she squares the bunt and goes over her head.
Ooh, that was a humdinger.
Yeah.
that is not where you want the ball to go if you're squaring the bunt. Oh, that'll get your blood pressure up a little bit.
The bounce goes right back to Strobel behind the plate, keeping
and I'd
the runner
say
at bay.
about now her heart has started beating again.
Takes a pitch up, 2-0.
Because that right there, boy, that was scary.
And you don't realize how quickly that ball gets on top of you. Ball 3. Oda 2 hits and 3 at-bats, scored 3 runs.
You see she's got the jaw shield on her helmet. I'm just a huge proponent of the mask. Too many young people get injured with balls coming back off the bat up into their face. And I'm also a big proponent of the mask, and I'm as old school as you can get. But I'm a big fan of the mask for pitchers. And corner players too, for that matter, because they're very close to the action.
Ground balls
and
easy play over there by Montgomery.
I know it may make you swallow your pride a little bit, but if I was out there, I'd have hockey gear on.
Here's a replay. So,
I mean, I would look just like a goaltender in hockey. I have the knee pads. I mean, the whole thing. I didn't even take the stick out there with me, because that ball, when it comes off the bat, it gets up on you in a hurry.
Yep. Here's Abby Stewart looking for her first hit of the season. Ball 1. There's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. There are 2 outs in the inning and a runner at third. Popped straight back.
Yep, let's see if somebody makes a play.
Yeah, nice play.
Yeah, we had a play made. What I'm talking about, he's going, oh yeah, I'm cool. He'll probably run into the bathroom and cry now because his hands hurt. I know I would. Actually, I wouldn't even run up to the bathroom. I'd sit right there and cry.
Fouled off.
Coach Rittman showing his lateral movement on that play. All smiles.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Stewart. Stewart's going to lift it high and deep, but not deep enough to end the ball game. It will be pulled in by Goodrum. So we head to the 7th inning. 6-0 Tigers. Back here for the top of the 7th inning, we take a look again at the top 10 just to highlight Virginia Tech at number 6 and Clemson at number 9. That is your matchup for this weekend, and we can't say enough about how important that is. Start off your ACC opponent, and it's a top 10 matchup. And I tell you what, it's going to be some good softball.
There's a little bit of a regular season conference championship that's going to be played out here this weekend when Virginia Tech comes into town, because these are two teams that are picked at the top of the ACC. They're both expected to go deep into the off season, and it's just really going to be a lot of fun. So if you're lucky enough to have a ticket for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the weather's going to be good. You need to get here because you're going to see some very good softball.
Notice new pitcher for Clemson is Brooke McCubbin, the freshman out of Locust Grove High School in Locust Grove, Virginia. Georgia, rather.
Georgia.
Jeez. It is Locust Grove, Georgia. 1.40 ERA, 2-1 win-loss record. You said you really like her. She's talented.
She really had just an outstanding high school career. She's highly touted, and I got to watch her work a little bit this weekend past, and she's got it. I mean, she's going to be a good one.
Strobel, the batter, fouls it off.
Clemson has quietly amassed pitching depth, and that's something also that Virginia Tech had. So there could be 3 low-scoring, runs are going to really come at a premium this weekend. And it's just going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Here's the 1-2 ground ball, and McCubbin easily fires to first for out number 1.
And it's always big to get that first out in the last inning, particularly when you've got a lead. You're not getting yourself stressed. You get that first out. Now you take a deep breath and you just go to work and grind it on out. Now, there were a couple of times this past weekend when Clemson had big leads late in the game. Late in the game, they got a little sloppy and let 2 or 3 or 4 runs score. It's really got to be promising to Coach Rittman that tonight it's been business as usual. They've just gone through and taken care of things thus far, and not really put themselves under any kind of pressure.
Swing and a miss by McCurry.
That ball just jumped up. That was a rise ball. They just did a wonderful job. Watch this. Whoop. But I don't understand. When I swung, it was there.
And down goes McCurry. Just 2 hits in the afternoon for Gardner-Webb.
Yep.
7 for Clemson.
Looks like we got a pinch hitter coming in. I think that's number
9, maybe.
Number 9.
Ayana Bezaris.
Yeah, that's who I thought it was.
Let's see, Miss Bezaris has had 8 at-bats, is yet to have a hit. There are 2 outs in the inning. Clemson trying to shut the door on this one and start looking ahead.
McCubbin has just come in and been very businesslike. Just as I say that, now she falls behind 2-0.
Two-0 high, 3-0.
These are the kind of concentration lapses that you just cannot afford to have. I realize that people who pitch, power pitchers, sometimes they miss, but you need to get, to a point where you're hammering that strike zone, just hammering that strike zone. You got a 6-run lead, 1 out to get. I mean, they're not going to hit a 6-run homer.
Right.
Hammer the strike zone.
If they do, it'd be something else.
Oh, we'd be in the paper.
There's a strike. Runs it full. 3-2, 2 outs.
Throw that same pitch again. and say, if you hit it out of here, good for you.
Fans are on their feet, clapping for McGovern. And this Clemson Tiger team looking to go to 12-3, and they do. Strikeout. McGovern and Clemson take the game against Gardner-Webb. Here's the final out. And what a pitching performance for the pitchers for Clemson to come in, strike out. So many running Bulldogs, and really just dominate this game from the beginning.
Just exactly what Clemson needed to do. A day at the office, get in some work. You got your pitchers a little bit of work, enough offense to get to go around, and played pretty clean defense. So everybody should be good to go, and everybody get out here and really get ready to see something great this weekend.
It is a 6-0 Clemson win over Gardner-Webb. Again, great pitching, great running, great hitting all the way around. That's why you got the number 9 team in the country here in Clemson, South Carolina. For Scott Whitlock, I'm Nathan McCrary. McCrary saying so long from Clemson, South Carolina, where the Tigers pick up a win 6-0 over Gardner-Webb. They advance to 12-3 on the season. Gardner-Webb falls to 6-9. We'll see you next time here on the ACC Network Extra.